Try to ask you a question, and I hope you get a straight answer. Give me a straight answer, which is, I want to talk about Spark in the application space. I know this is like square peg, round hole.
Yeah.
Can we do this?
From DataStax, this is the Distributed Data Show.
Anyway.
So I mean, Spark in the application space is a little different, and that's okay, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of different places where Spark can fit. I think the best place is off of the end of a queue.
Really?
Yeah,
Like
because
Kafka just spitting data out. Yeah.
right, like for the most part, I really don't want your application to block on Spark,
Right.
because when it does, you care a lot more, and that makes my job a lot harder.
Well, all right, so here, let me throw out a couple of concepts
Okay.
here. So, obviously with Cassandra, we talk about it as an application database,
Yeah,
but it doesn't do the analytics.
totally.
Doesn't do it. Does not do it. Don't even try. I know you want to try. Don't do it. All right, so allow filtering is not analytics. So, little inside CQL joke there. But there are plenty of cases where those analytics requirements are right in the application.
Totally.
But they may not be something that I need to calculate at that time.
Right, yeah. So if you have a situation where you've got like a NoSQL store, you need
Right.
some analytics, but you don't need them necessarily to be immediately live computed every time
Right.
it's asked. Totally. Streaming to Spark, having it do the aggregates, write the results out into something like Cassandra, which is designed for real-time access, right?
Right.
Like it is totally reasonable to use Spark in a streaming system like this to produce results that you are going to consume real time from something else. Like the pattern that I've seen that I really just don't want people to do is the case where they have their application that queries Spark over the JDBC driver live, backed by a terabyte of data. And like,
Spinning beach ball. But you throw a spinning beach ball, everyone kind of waits. They're like,
I myself have waited 5 minutes for a cluster that did not exist.
right.
Um,
There's your problem.
Yeah, but like, and it's okay to do that some of the time, right? Like
Right.
it is okay if you benchmark it. You're okay with the latency. That's okay. And also, like one of the cases where I see it where it's like totally legit as well is like if you're using Spark in local mode to like sort of give you a unified view of your data. Like, sure, you probably don't need the JVM to do that, but it's okay, right? It's not going to kill you.
I've seen some people do Spark jobs like on a Cassandra table
Yeah,
that wasn't very large, like they were doing like a join.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, it may take a second or two, and maybe that's okay in that application context.
Totally. Yeah. Like you just need to not assume that your latency is going to be fine just because it worked in dev, right?
Yeah.
Like
No tight SLAs.
yeah.
No.
if your pager is going to go off, you don't want Spark in the hot path.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you can put it on the end of a queue, right? Like if it's data coming in from IoT, getting fed into Cassandra, awesome. If it's data in Cassandra, you're aggregating to consume from an analytics table, awesome.
I've seen some really cool stuff too where people do like this rolling update like in the background.
Totally.
So that like IoT data, like all my classic weather
Yeah.
data, you get all this high resolution data coming in, and you have a Spark job running in the background continuously that's just rolling up, and it's dumping all that data into another Cassandra table.
Yeah.
And it for the end user, it looks like, wow, I'm getting all this live, really quick millisecond data, when really all the hard work is being done in the back end.
Yeah, and if you have like a, I think it's Kappa architecture or whatever. We keep renaming them.
It's not Lambda, it's Kappa, it's Sigma, it's
Yeah, whatever.
Omega, Mu, I don't know.
But like if you have a function which nicely represents the aggregation and
Right.
the application of new data on top of pre-aggregated data,
Right.
like that's a totally great pattern. You can have Spark doing the aggregations in real time, aka 100 milliseconds latency, putting
Human
it there.
real time.
Yeah, human real time. And if you need it real time, right, you consume the aggregated data and you also grab the latest records too from wherever your buffer is at the same time. And you just apply those two at actual real time, right, if that's what you actually need.
I feel like we need a whiteboard screen that like showing down, because we could be drawing some stuff here real fast.
We
So
could.
We need to talk to our producers about doing that.
So
Maybe someday.
I know there is wine downstairs.
We'll go down and get wine and come up and talk about our crazy application architectures with Apache Spark.
No, I feel like if we had enough wine, we could just draw it here, and it wouldn't help anyone. But you
No.
and I would know what was going on.
It would probably not get a lot of people out jiving, but I would feel good about it.
Yeah,
And you should too, man.
yeah. You want Patrick to be happy.
Yeah, most times. Well, not my team specifically, but yeah. We've already covered this. But
Well,
anyway,
no, but when you're happy, you pay them more, right?
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so they should definitely make you happy occasionally.
Sometimes.
But it's also important to lower your expectations.
Is that like a human SLA?
Yeah, so it's like, we want you to be happy when it's bonus time. But if you're sad the rest of the year, and then I give you good news at bonus time, cash money.
So we went from Spark and applications to hacking your boss.
I mean, aren't those the same thing?
I think that these are all very important topics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's legit. Human factors.
Human factor, important. All right, so moving on to the last pattern, which is not hacking your boss. Spark streaming. So how is it in the world? Streaming is like processing is like
Yeah.
busting out of the seams.
Yeah, no, it's true. Everyone has a new streaming engine, and Spark has one too. Yay!
That's what I keep thinking. Wasn't it always there? But
Yeah, so I mean, Spark has had many different streaming engines.
yeah,
The latest one is for people who don't really care too much about specific records, right? And I think this is a really good case where I think it applies is machine learning,
right.
where it's like, yeah, I'm getting a terabyte of data per day. If I lose 0.01%, I don't really, I can't swear on this one, right?
You already have, but we have good beeping.
Okay, I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah.
So it's
So we can
okay.
beep that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So
So
everyone won't know what you said.
right, it's real subtle. Thanks, Apple. So streaming, machine learning. Oh yes, finally lose some of the data. I think that's one of the situations where is this new one makes a lot of sense. I think in Spark 3 we're going to see another evolution on sort of the streaming engines. I'm hoping the APIs stay relatively similar. But if you want to find out more about that, I encourage you to watch our other session where we talk about things that might happen in Spark 3.
Yeah. No promises.
No promises for sure.
And do code reviews. Right.
Yes.
I think those are, I mean, this is not a world that's going to go away. Streaming is a thing.
Yes,
We're
unfortunately.
going to have to deal with it. I mean, if you look at and actually streaming is more important now because have you read the 5G spec for wireless?
So
Or do you know what that's about?
this may come as a surprise to you, but like when I want to relax, I don't sit back in the bathtub, open up a bottle of champagne, and grab the latest IEEE specifications. I do a code review.
Good call. All right, but where's the commitment level, really? So 5G
Yeah.
is this low latency, high throughput
Yeah.
wireless network, which is going to be like yada, 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 and we got to process all that data.
Yeah, we have a shit ton of streaming data coming at us in the near future.
Like every single car, scooter. I mean, we're in Austin.
Oh my God.
There's scooters everywhere on the street, and
Yeah.
all of them are streaming data. And cars, Ubers, Lyfts,
Yeah.
all those things streaming data. We can't do anything without streaming data anymore.
It's true. I mean, the nice thing about this, though, is that for a lot of those things, an acceptable SLA is already reachable without doing Herculean efforts with the technology we have today. The only question is, will we be able to keep pace with the rate of growth of the data? And I think the answer is yes. I think
We got more work to
will
do.
have an interesting Frankenstein.
Right.
I look forward to that LLVM Fortran combination. But I suspect before too long, you too will be able to have streaming Fortran in the cloud.
Nothing says modern applications like streaming Fortran in the cloud.
Yeah, I actually had to install Fortran inside of my containers like 20 minutes ago.
Do you realize what a cry for help that whole statement is? I've installed a containered version of Fortran.
Yeah, actually, it's really frustrating because like I want to use the optimized like G-Fortran.
All the cool C libraries and everything.
Well, no. So like the problem is like it's like a container, but like I'm gonna have to gen separately for each different arc, and like that really sucks, right? Like
It does suck, yeah. Well,
now.
you're using Fortran. Boy, on that note, we should just end this right now. Oh, all right, so we got done. We're talking about Spark and applications, and if you can tell, it's complicated. And don't use Fortran at home, please. Please don't use Fortran. All right, we'll see you next time.
I don't know, man. They should use Fortran.
Huh?
They should use Fortran.
My brother is a Fortran programmer. He's a hydrologist.
Do you not want your brother to make sweet advertising bank?
And he's also an Emacs programmer.
Yo,
Emacs and Fortran. I'm like, dude, you have a job from 1979.
what do you think my job is?
I don't know.